Look at this face, the permanent smile, the acrobatic leaps, the intelligence that almost rivals our own. The dolphin is the ambassador of joy in the oceans, right? The hero who saves surfers from sharks and stars in heartwarming movies. Wrong. If the ocean had a war crimes tribunal, the dolphin wouldn't be in the audience. It would be in the dock. Today, we are going to tear up the cuteness contract you signed with nature. We will talk about how evolution doesn't care about your plushy aesthetics. From gangs of psychopathic dolphins to otters that hide macabre secrets, get ready. You will never look at an aquarium the same way again. Welcome to the dark side of the deep blue. Before we embark on this epic journey through the depths, please leave a like, share this dive with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss a single mystery of the ocean. To understand the dolphin, you need to stop looking at the smile and start looking at the brain. They possess one of the highest encephalization quotients in the animal kingdom. This means they have plenty of processing power to spare. And when an intelligent animal gets bored or driven by instinct, dark things happen. In the coast of Scotland and in Virginia, researchers were horrified to find carcasses of porpoises with injuries that looked like they were caused by high-speed collisions. There were no teeth marks, only pulverized bones. The culprit? The bottlenose dolphin. They use echolocation to target the porpoise's vital organs and then deliver violent headbutts. They don't hunt these animals for food. They hunt for practice. It is the marine equivalent of target practice on living beings. But the true face of the psychopath emerges in their social life. Infanticide. You might think no animal would kill its own babies. But in biology, time is the most valuable resource. When a male takes over a new group or wants to mate with a female who already has a calf, he knows she won't be fertile while she is nursing. The evolutionary solution is brutal. Eliminate the calf. Scientists call this antagonistic sexual selection. By killing a rival's offspring, the male forces the female into estrus again. It is a cold math, calculated and executed with surgical precision beneath the waves. The smile you see on the surface is merely a fixed anatomical feature. Behind it operates a mind that understands politics, strategy, and domination. But if the dolphin is the calculating strategist, the sea otter is the agent of chaos. They are the smallest marine mammals, and because they lack a thick layer of fat like whales, they rely on incredibly dense fur, about 150,000 hairs per square centimeter. But this thermal insulation comes at a price, a metabolism that requires them to eat 25% of their body weight every single day. This constant hunger makes them aggressive, and this aggressiveness overflows into sexual behavior in a way that defies any notion of human ethics. Sea otter mating is not an embrace. The male grabs the female from behind and bites her nose and face to immobilize her. Many females end the breeding season with deep scars, torn noses, or in many cases, they don't make it out of the season alive. They die from drowning during the act or from subsequent infections. But what truly shocked the scientific community and will change your perception of these animals was a report from the California Department of Fish and Wildlife. Researchers have documented a rare and disturbing behavior in male sea otters, especially young individuals who fail to mate with females of their own species. In some cases, these males attack seal pups, such as the harbor seal. The pup, unable to defend itself, may be held submerged until it dies. Following this, the otter exhibits sexual behaviors directed toward the body, which can persist for several days. These episodes, while real, are extremely uncommon and are not part of the typical behavior of the species. Scientists believe this phenomenon is linked to high hormonal levels, sexual frustration, and behavioral redirection, rather than clear adaptive strategies or evolutionary benefits. It is an example of how not all behavior observed in nature is functional. Some are imperfect byproducts of complex biological systems. If you believe that birds escape the darkest side of nature, it is because you have not yet met the Adélie penguin. In 1910, in the frozen silence of Antarctica, explorer and zoologist George Murray Levick accompanied Robert Falcon Scott's expedition. Isolated from the world, he spent an entire breeding cycle observing one of the largest penguin colonies on the planet. What he witnessed did not seem to belong in a documentary. It seemed like a mistake. Levick described groups of males wandering through the colonies like lawless gangs, practicing sexual coercion, targeting defenseless chicks, and in some cases, attempting to copulate with abandoned bodies in the nests. For a scientist shaped by Victorian morality, it wasn't just disturbing, it was unthinkable. When he returned to England, Levick wrote it all down, every detail. The result was a report so shocking that authorities deemed it unfit for publication. The document was archived, partially written in Greek to limit its readership, and remained buried for nearly a century. Today, far from moral shock, biology offers another lens. Adélie colonies can gather hundreds of thousands of individuals, all breeding at the same time, squeezed into a hostile space under extreme cold and constant pressure. In this scenario, hormonal spikes, intense competition, and recognition errors combine, and behavior can break down. The Adélie penguin is not a monster. It is the raw portrait of an organism pushed to the limit, a reminder that in nature, not everything is harmony, and that even the most iconic animals can reveal a side we would rather not see. At first glance, it looks like a large spotted cat, motionless under the pale Antarctic sun. But the permanent smile on its jaw is a warning. The leopard seal is not docile. It is the most formidable pinniped on the planet, a predator that evolved to hunt other warm-blooded animals. Unlike its round-faced relatives, it possesses a long, flattened, almost reptilian head. Reaching up to 4 meters in length and armed with razor-sharp canines, its body is a weapon molded for silent ambush beneath the ice. But what truly intrigues biologists isn't just what she eats, it's how she hunts. Observers have recorded leopard seals chasing penguins for long periods, releasing and recapturing the prey repeatedly, sometimes allowing it to get close to safety before pulling it back into the water. Not out of immediate necessity, but as part of a cruel process of exhaustion and control. Without hands to hold its food, the leopard seal has developed a brutal technique. It grips the penguin by the skin and thrashes it against the water's surface until feathers and tissues come loose. Only then is the prey consumed. With the exception of orcas, almost nothing in the ocean threatens an adult leopard seal. They do not avoid humans. They observe, they approach, they test limits. Not out of naive curiosity, but as a predator evaluating everything around its surroundings. In Antarctica, where the ice dictates the rules, the leopard seal is not just a resident. She is the owner of the territory. But why the shock? Why do we feel this bitter taste of betrayal when we see these behaviors? The answer is a trap of our own minds: anthropomorphism. We have a habit of projecting human values, such as ethics, kindness, and morality, onto creatures that operate under much older and more brutal rules. Animals do not follow codes of conduct. They obey the laws of thermodynamics and natural selection. In the ocean, energy is the most expensive currency there is. Every calorie is a battle. Every reproduction, a war. The cruelty we see is, in fact, the cold logic of survival. The dolphin that eliminates a rival's calf is not a villain. He is, mathematically, ensuring that only his genetic legacy moves forward. The aggressive otter is not evil. She is the one who secured the resources necessary not to starve under the Arctic ice. We must face the truth. The ocean is not a colorful cartoon nursery. It is a high-performance arena. Where we see malice, nature sees efficiency. Where we seek justice, evolution seeks only continuity. The next time you see a cute marine animal, admire it, but admire it for what it truly is: a perfect survival machine, honed by millions of years of violence and adaptation. Nature is not evil, it is simply efficient. And efficiency, more often than not, doesn't look good on a postcard. If you've made it this far and will never look at a dolphin the same way again, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and turn on notifications. This helps the algorithm understand that the truth, however dark it may be, is still fascinating. Nature loves to use beauty as a trap. Which cute creature do you suspect hides a killer instinct? Leave a comment. I'll see you on our next dive.